Hey guys, I'm back at the FAtwA Center. You can always check this site out yourself. You guys will love it. It's a very entertaining place to visit. Okay, so I've got this fatwa here. The question was the age of Kulthum when she married Omar. Okay, so let's scroll down. Here it says the question. I have read that Kulthum, daughter of Ali, and the Prophet's daughter Fatima, should be stepdaughter Fatima, but anyway, was only 5 or 6 years old at the time of her marriage to Omar. Is it true? And the answer here, it is permissible to propose to a young girl, even a baby girl, and her father has the right to unite her in wedlock. Do you see that, guys? This is quite contrary to what the Muslims are always complaining about on my page videos, saying that every Muslim female has the right to refuse marriage or accept, and this is quite contrary to what the FAtwA Center is saying. Muslims, they can't get together on what their beliefs are. Instead, they just seem to be all over the board and say and do what they please outside of what their faith actually teaches. Nevertheless, this goes on here. The answer, it says, but her husband is not allowed to have sex with her until she is able. Okay? Not allowed to have sex with her until she's able. I find this very, very disturbing, and I don't like the FAtwA Center's answer at all in regards to everything said so far. Because who decides when she is able other than the husband? And if Muhammad consummated the marriage with Aisha when she was 9 years old, you can know that other Muslims will take that as an example because they always try to emulate their prophet. Now, we don't have a definite age of 9 years old, and because it's up to the husband to decide when she's able, this is very frightening because, Muslims like to say that Muhammad, he held himself back. He was able to hold himself back. Well, I think that this word able applies to really when the husband can no longer hold himself back and when he is, unable to hold himself back at any, at the time. If he's got a young wife and first of all, he's going to marry a child, he's got pedophilia tendencies. So he's going to be looking at her all the time. And it's only him in his, lustful mind when he's staring at this child wife, he's going to decide when he wants to do it. And that is when it's going to happen. So when she's able is not really when she's able, it's only when he is unable to hold himself back anymore. Okay? In Al-Bukhari and Muslim from Aisha, Allah's messenger joined me in marriage when I was 7 years old and consummated the marriage with me when I was 9 years old. Well, this 7 years old is a little problematic because other hadiths, majority of them, say that she was 6 years old. And being translated into English, we know that they are using our calendar, and the Islamic calendar is actually shorter than theirs. So many have saying that she's closer to 5 years old if you go by the majority of the hadiths, which say she was 6. In the Islamic calendar, it would be closer to 5. Okay, so let's go on here. It says, according to the writers of biographies like Ibn Abdul Abbar, Omar proposed to Kulthum, the daughter of Ali, but Ali said, she's too young. She's still young. Then Omar proposed to her again. So Ali said, I'll send her to you, and if she accepts, then she's your wife. Then Ali sent her to Omar, who unveiled her leg. Why did this happen? What the heck is Omar doing here, unveiling the child's leg? He's stripped her. He's taken her clothes off. So what would his intention be? Man. Here, we go on and it says, and she said, stop this. If you were not the Emir of the Faithful, I would beat you. Okay? Stop this, Uncle Omar. Thus Omar accepted her as his wife, and no narration states her exact age. Allah knows best. Oh yes, I love that part. Okay, so when I read this FAtwA, I got very disturbed. I just felt that we have two moral problems here. One, Omar enclosed her, a child with lustful intentions, and two, she was not even old enough to accept marriage, and she wasn't even asked if she wanted to marry. Checking out Omar, how many wives did he have? And what he did with his kids. Let's have a look here. Let's go to Omar here, Omar's family. Here we can read, the family tree of Omar. You can see his uncles, his cousin, who his father was, who his mother was. We can scroll down. His brothers and sisters, and then his first wife here. And then he had a son. Then he had a daughter. Look at this. Buried alive. And then he had two more sons. And then finally another daughter. Oh, finally didn't kill this one. And then he had more wives and children. 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 Do you see what this guy was? I mean, he was a collector of women. And not only that, he was a murderer of babies. Now, Muslims like to say that Omar buried this child, killed this baby girl before Islam came. But the problem I have is that we see that Omar, even though he's a murderer, okay, he's still a child abuser and a pedophile. So how has Omar morally improved himself? As far as I'm concerned, he was still a perverted, macho, scorpion-eating desert dweller who murdered his own baby girl and molested others. And this is one of the caliphs of Islam after Muhammad. Okay, facts from Islamic history. Make of it what you will. So see you later, guys. Jesus is the Lord today, tomorrow, and forever. And Islam is a false religion, taking Muslims on their last day in the wrong direction. Bye-bye.